in my woods. So we're going to talk about shelter building. And you know, first of all, let's kind of back up a little bit. Why would we be talking about shelter building? So I'm just on a hike, and I know a lot of you just go on hikes sometimes. You know, most of the time it's probably some park or places with really good trails. But let's say you get off and maybe you can't find your way back on the trail. You know, you find like you're lost. And so I'm just a typical hiker. Right now I have essentials with me, which really I've got water, you know, I've got a map, I've got a compass, I've got a little bit of food, you know, snack. You know, I'm good for just a day hike, but I guess I got distracted, and it's so easy to do that, and now I have no clue which way the trail is. And you know, I think it's going to start getting evening and dark soon. So I want to talk about shelter building. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here in just a minute. Okay, so what we want to do is, so we want to have a shelter, and you know, like right now it's summer, you know, we're going into camp season, and right now it's warm, actually it's hot, it's humid, and the last thing you think about is, you know, having this shelter over you and huddling in there. But you know, it might get a little chilly tonight. But a lot of times you might not be hiking in the summer. It might be beautiful in the fall, it might be early spring, and it could get like really cold at night. So I want to just touch on what you look for if you have to have a shelter. Now, I don't know if you're like me, you know, I could probably sit up against a tree all night, you know, kind of look around, try to sleep, and that sometimes seems kind of, you know, creepy because, you know, there's things out here. I'm not afraid of them, but you know, there are animals. Might have a raccoon come up or a possum run over my foot, or you know, the horrid mouses, you know, they're all over the place. But you might feel better if you have a little bit of shelter around you. Even if it's windy, it'll help block, you know, the breeze and stuff. So I have nothing really that will help me. I have water, so we're just going to start from scratch. So follow me in here and we'll see what we have. Okay, so I want to build a shelter, and I want to work as little as possible because I might be out here for a long time. You know, the best thing to do when you do get lost is not like running around trying to find a trail or I think I was here or there. It's just stay put. So you might as well be comfortable. And I've kind of looked around, and I'm looking for certain things in a woods that can help provide shelter. So again, I don't have a tarp, I don't have rope, I really don't have any of that stuff with me. So what I need is right here. So let me look around and I'll be right back. All right, so I'm going to look around and see like what materials. So I'm looking for probably a flat spot because I'm going to want to at least lay down tonight. And I noticed that some of this is bare dirt, but there's a lot of places that are leaves. So I think if I can find leaves, pine needles are great, but I don't see a pine tree anywhere around here. So I think I'll find a spot that has leaves, or at least I can carry in a pile. So I want to form some kind of a structure probably. I'm going to look around and see, okay, there's a lot of downed trees in here. So I can picture like forming a shelter with some of this stuff over it. And so instead of like starting from scratch, I like to cheat and see what's already out here. So I noticed over here, I don't know if you can notice, there's a tree limb that has fallen down and it's at an angle. And I'm looking at like maybe underneath I could pile stuff around and that would be perfect. But that's really high up off the ground, and unless I can concentrate it over there, to me that seems kind of high. But if we look somewhere else, we're going to look over here, and this might be actually better. So you see this one tree limb that's broken down, and yes, it's high at one end, but it's really low right here. And actually this is perfect because there's some leaves here. So if I build my shelter, I don't need a lot of space. If I want to stay warm, I want a small space. So when you're looking around, try to find something that's already existing as a ridge pole. And so I think this is perfect. It already has a bunch of stuff on it and very few weeds down in here. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm thinking, okay, how can I make a shelter? And if it's, you know, cool weather and the breeze might be coming from the north, this is the north, I might want to open my shelter on this side and close it on this side so that it blocks the wind. So I think I might probably do that. So I need materials now. So I don't want to destroy anything that's green. I mean, even though I'm lost and need a shelter, it's kind of leave no trace also. So I don't want to destroy anything that's live. So I'm looking around and I see all sorts of dead things. So if you give me a minute, I'm going to start dragging stuff in, and then I'll continue and we'll see what we can come up with. Okay, so I have found a lot of brush and logs laying around. So I think what I'm going to do is start, so you see this natural angle here. I think what I might do is start on one side, and again, I want to be kind of down low in, and you know, actually I can pull that up and form almost a little kind of roof here. So I think if I'm going to get in here and I'm going to lay down, I might put my head over there and I can let my feet kind of lay out, and so I can kind of shuffle in this way. So I think I want at least to start with a roof over my head, or most of me. Again, I think it's just, you know, I want to curl up if I get cold. So I'm going to start putting these, and I did notice a tree over here. There's some bark that I can use possibly to cover up some of this. So again, I want to be able to leave some headroom. And I don't want to make this like a massive production, because again, I want to like save my energy just in case I'm here for a while. But we have just a lot of materials to use. So you can see I'm starting to get a little, so my shorter things here, I'm going to kind of prop up back here, because then I can put some stuff there. Like I said, I've got some bark that I found that I can make a roof. So I don't need it very wide up there, so I'll get some of these sticks out of the way. I do want to be comfortable tonight. I don't think you have to be miserable when you do this. Okay, so I'm going to just keep doing this for a little bit, and we'll come back in a couple minutes and we'll show you our progress. All right, got another pile of logs here. So look at our shelter. Let me try it out here, see how we're coming along. Have to get all the little sticks and stuff out of here. And so it's starting to take shape. So I can lay down here and get some more leaves. So I think I want to come out just a little longer, and that way if it does rain or something, I can get up under here. So I'm gonna, without knocking everything over, there we go. So I'm just gonna continue to close up this front, and these don't have to be a perfect size. Oh, that's great. And I've left a little space in there. I might be able to have a little headroom if I need to set up. So, okay, I'm going to finish this out, and then I see a really great resource I want to use just to give me a little bit more protection. So let me finish up a little, and I'll come back in a little bit. Okay, I think my shelter is really close. I've got a great foundation or base to it. Now I want to kind of close in the spaces, and again, you want to use your resources wisely. And I looked around and I thought, oh, so beware of the poison ivy on the tree. But look at this bark just hanging there. So I found this, and I had gathered some more pieces, and I'm thinking, oh, like I'm going to have a nice toasty shelter tonight. So I'm going to take this, since this is kind of a long one, and I think if it would rain or something, you know, I would want, I bet that can just kind of that's gonna break there, but I can sort of drape these across, and I'm just gonna fill in some of these spaces with bark, and I have a whole bunch here. You know, I think it's all about just, you know, I can't get all of, you know, nice and toasty right now inside, but I can block the wind, and I'm just going to weave these in. You know, sometimes I think it's more about the deterrent for, you know, the raccoons running through, or, you know, coyotes running along and going, oh, you know, what's that? So it's just more of a, you know, a comfort to have, you know, a little closed-in space. So I've got more parts and pieces here. So I'm going to see what I can do and come back in a few minutes and see what I've accomplished. I think I'm almost done. I got one last piece of entryway here. You know, shelter building is actually a lot of fun because it's a necessity, but you get to be like really creative. And I know a lot of people would just panic and sit there and not have a clue what to do. But to me, I mean, this is the fun thing about, you know, being outdoors and being able to take care of yourself. So, there. I think for the time being, we'll see, we'll crawl in here and check this out. So, I've got my pillow, and I've got one stick in my head, but I have to watch that. So there we go. I would say that I'm not going to stay totally dry, but I would be a whole lot drier than just being out being dripped on by the trees. And if I wanted to, I could, you know, build more across the top. But so I think you know, when you're out hiking or doing things in the wilderness, be prepared. So, you know, if I had to do this for real, first of all, I should have been better prepared with some stuff, you know, if I'm out hiking, even if it's just during the day. I didn't have a raincoat with me today because I knew it was going to rain, but that would have been so convenient to put over the top to keep water out if it was going to rain or wind. If it's really cold and I had matches, I could have built a fire out there, put kind of a little wall of logs behind it, and that heat would reflect in here so I could stay warm. Just a lot of things to think about when you're doing this. But also, if you are going out and you do have a map and a compass, which I have, obviously I didn't check it enough, or my skills are pretty crummy. So if you are going out, know how to read a compass. You know if you need an out, you get lost, know which direction the closest road is. So if you can follow your compass one direction and you can find your way out, that's great. But really, the best thing to do is somebody's going to miss you sooner or later, and they'll come looking for you. And so for the time being, here I am, and I'm in my shelter, and I think I'm just going to relax and, you know, settle in for evening, and we'll catch you another day.